Hello, true art believers, and welcome to today's live art stream. I am the #1 live art streamer in the world, and you are watching day 182 of 200 Days of Drawing. And we got to keep it fast and furious because it's really close to work. So I want to keep it short and sweet today with today's drawing. We're going to kind of try to hustle that out and get it done as quickly as possible. And please hit the subscribe button. It means a lot to me. So let's get today's drawing started, shall we? All right, welcome, true art believers. I hope everyone is doing well today. It's going to be a quick one. I'm going to try my best to furiously get this drawing done because it's going to be it's going to be a fast one. I'm going to try my best to kind of knock it out. And because it's going to be a fast one, I'm not going to do fancy, like I'm not going to do a cactus with a mustache, even though I wanted to today. I just can't do it. Just not in the bag. So we're going to have to keep it simple, very simple and sweet. So it's going to be like a simple little cactus with a one arm, like you've been seeing from the past, right? You haven't seen, and I'm not even going to we're going to do that. Let's do like that. Yeah, I'll do that. And then we're going to add an arm here, and then we're going to add an arm here. There we go. There we go. There's my cactus. There you go. And then we got a pot that the cactus is going to be in. There we go. Press B. I'm going to put the cactus pot there. And we're just going to try to knock it out as quickly as possible. Like maybe like a blocky pot, like more of a blocky pot for this one. It's kind of like a cube. It's more like a cube than anything else. You know, it's just straight up cube. And we're just going to try to knock it out as quickly as I can and not really dive into the details of this piece. So there we go. I'm going to center it. Let's center it this way. I thought I saw it centered. Ooh, gonna make it larger. There we go. It's centered. All right. So we're gonna keep it simple today because just time is very, very finite today. Even more so than usual. I am pushing the envelope of how much time I have available to really work on this drawing. To be quite honest with you, and that's not like abnormal for me. Oops, we don't want that. We want the nice opaque brush. But today's a little new, so technically I should be in work in a few minutes, but I don't have to be because of the schedule's kind of weird and tentative. I don't really know how it's functioning, but it's functioning as well. It's a schedule. Let's just say I used to work at 6. Now I kind of work at 5 whenever I want to come in at 5. I can come in an hour early if I feel like it. And so I'm going to come in probably 30 minutes early or so. And I'm just trying to I want to knock this drawing out as quickly as I can because it's just going to be one of those things, you know. I want to knock it out as fast as I can. And what if can I move it? Oh, there we go. Ah, man, I learned a new trick. Gonna lock this in. So today has been a good day. Been everywhere. 2 hours of commission drawings, which is actually abnormal. I roughly get about an hour and a half. So I got 2 hours of actual commission work. So I worked on some commission work. It's just getting closer and closer to being finished. It's still a long way from being completed, but we're getting closer, and that's all that I can ask for given the situation that I'm in. And then I went for a walk, and then what did I do? Oh gosh. dropped people off to work, went to recycle center, grocery store. You know, the typical thing that people do on their days off. You know, just chores, right? But I did a lot of them. And then I'm not even talking about my own day job or my own work. All right, here we go. We're going to do some sand here. Just keep it really simple. Don't change. I don't like to reinvent the wheel. Get the eraser, quickly erase the sand. Don't really worry about whether it's got perfect like perspective. I'm not worried about it if the perspective is off. As a matter of fact, I like it being kind of off because it adds a little bit of character to the cactus. Press B. So yeah, woke up 4 o'clock, hit the snooze button twice. 4:19 was in my office studio, did 2 hours of drawing. After that, went for a walk for about 45 minutes. Then got home, did some stretches, had a cup of coffee, did some back stretches as well, my neck stretches or whatever. Um, did drop some people off to work, recycle center, drop some keys off to at another job, some office keys at another job, recycle center, grocery store, bank. I did a lot of stuff today. And I've been up since 4:19 a.m. So I'm quite tired. But, there's something to be said about this. What I'm trying to do, not there's not really anything to be said about it, but what I'm trying to do is to set myself up mentally to to do those actions over and over again so that they become second nature. So I'm trying to build up like this weird habit of doing things that to an average person would be not average person, but like doing these things that are let's see. Doing these things in repetition so that they become like second nature and it becomes easier and easier to do over and over again. And so that's what I'm trying to do, or that's what I'm focusing on here is trying to reproduce to do this create a system of repetition where I build up a very strong habit where I'm using a low mental load on the process of creating these habits through process and through just rigorous repetition. And I'm talking about it because it's a way of affirmation. It's a way of creating an affirmation, a way of kind of uh, doubling down on the premise, so that it kind of takes hold in my subconscious. And also, it's a way of me kind of figuring out to a way of me what is it? What would be the word for it? Building up a mental like habit structure where I know exactly what I'm doing. So when I repeat the same when I say that I'm doing what I did this morning, I'm kind of reaffirming the process and kind of setting up the next day for the same process, the same habit stacking, the same habit formation. So that's why I tend to talk about what I did this morning. and that's why I'm talking about it. That's really what it's all about. It's kind of talking about it so I have a so I can kind of like, I don't know, rationalize it to some extent. Oh yeah, get some of that cool green in there. Maybe some of this cool blue in the front. There we go. And let's see here, erase this. But it's been a very productive day. The only thing that would make it better is to not have to go to work. That would make it so. That would be the best day ever. Like, okay, what would be the perfect day? Not having to go to work, please. Uh, so that would be the perfect day is to be able to actually end my day right now as opposed to at 10. So that's the reason why I'm doing this live stream right now, is because I know that if I don't do it, if I do it after work, it's not going to be fun. It's going to be very, very, it's going to be rough. And I'm trying to avoid having to do it late at night. And I've done the whole late at night live streams, and I've done it. I just don't like it. It's not fun. I don't enjoy it. It's not a good process. It doesn't bring me joy to do those things in the morning or at late at night like that. You know, so I don't want to do it. Just don't want to do it, and I'm trying to avoid it as much as I can. And also another reason why I probably talk about it is because I don't really have much. I don't have anything to say. I'm not really the. I don't want to be like. Maybe I should be like Bob Ross and just repeat the same. What I'm doing. Like, okay, so right now I'm just kind of. Maybe I should just talk about my artwork. What I'm doing. What's my thought process. Um, I don't know. Let me think about that. Let me think about the thought process. So right now I'm just flattening the layers and labeling them. You can't see what I just did, but I flattened the pot, so it's done. And I flattened the pot, this pot area, so that I know, so I can say, okay, the pot is done. I'm not going to touch it anymore. And the sand, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this and kind of file this area off right here, so it feels that it's lining up correctly. File a little bit right here, leave it like that. There you go. File a little bit more. And what I mean by filing is I'm just erasing, just doing like a little bit of erasure marks right here, and just touching that up. And we're just gonna go and we're gonna press B, and we're gonna do the sand, and I'm gonna be doing a layer mask so that it does this, so that you can have the um, the marks stay on that layer. And the sand is pretty much the easiest one out of all the bunch, because I really just kind of like do shades or various brightness and darknesses, like dark tones of yellow. So I have bright and light and dark tones of yellow, and that's all I do for the sand. I don't really get fancy. Sometimes I'll use local color. So like I took some of the pink and I'm putting it on there so you can kind of see a little bit of pink showing through. Maybe I might do a little bit of blue because there's some blue in the background. So a little bit of blue, make a dark blue tone on top. So we have a little bit of pink and blue showing there. So there's some local color that I'm using for that. And then I lock that layer, and then I go to the cactus and I do a layer mask just like before. It's the process doesn't change. Maybe I should just do that so I'd have something, ooh, something to kind of talk about, because half the time I don't have anything to talk about. I don't really. It's really just, my life is very simple. Like I've kind of streamlined it to a simple set of processes that I do every day, you know. Um, and it's so boring of a thing to do. Like, really, what do you do each day? Oh, well, I know exactly what I do each day, like to a T. For the most part, I got it down to the hour, and I know where I'm going to be at. And there's some people don't like that feeling. It's weird. It's a weird thing to know. It's weird to know that you're going to be doing this at this time or this roughly like it's going to be. It's weird that you're going to know roughly where you're going to be at a certain time frame and so forth. Um, and so what I did here is all I did for the cactus is I used another layer mask and I just kind of added some airbrush tones that are light, mid-tone, and dark. And then I'm going to use the texture brush and just kind of quickly mask this out. And we're doing really good. It's 16 minutes in, and I'm already on the cactus. That's how fast I've gotten at this drawing process. Well, while before it took me 30 minutes just to get to this process. So I've streamlined the process quite a bit, and it's kind of like it's taken me almost 100 tries to get to this point where I can do this drawing in close to 130 minutes or under 30 minutes, sub 30 minutes. So, and that's just from repetition, process, doing things over and over again. And that's why I don't have anything to talk about. I don't have anything unique to talk about, especially because I don't have time to think about these things. I would love to talk about interesting things that interest me. I would love to talk about it, but what happens is I'm so focused on a drawing. That's the other thing. Like I have to, in order to get that sub 30-minute drawing done, I can't really talk about complex issues or complex things. Like I know it sounds silly, but like I have to kind of concentrate a little bit while I'm doing this. Not super much. It's become very automatic now, but it's taken a while to get to that level of like automatic rendering. So I'm able to talk a little bit more, but before I was like I couldn't even talk. So now I'm able to kind of talk and do kind of like a multitasking process while I'm doing these drawings. But before, not so much. So I'm going to add very simple little like cactus shapes, lines, dark tones. Something like this. And then we're just going to we're going to go really quick with it. I'm not going to really focus too much on it because I can get with this new thing I've been doing, you can get very micro with it. And I'm trying not to be so like microscopic. And what I mean by that is you can get really, really detailed with it and so forth. And I'm trying to avoid that type of methodology. It's not what I'm trying to achieve with these. So I'm kind of I've been streamlining the process a little bit. I'm trying to be a little bit more suggestive with these forms and trying to let the texture kind of shine a little bit more. And that allows me to finish these a little bit quicker. It allows me to draw these with a little bit more of a looseness, while before I was trying to achieve some sort of like a tighter drawing aesthetic. But now, since I've done so many of them, I want to kind of make them a little bit more just loose, not really focusing on a perfect outcome and kind of enjoying the texture for the texture's sake and making them feel like more like a children's illustration, a children's book illustration, as opposed to an illustration that you'd see in a comic book or just in general. So I'm kind of I'm trying to treat them as if they were a children's book illustration. And so that's why you're getting them. They're becoming more and more like simplified, and I'm not really developing some of the things, and I'm kind of just treating, just being very generalized with them. And I think there's something to be said about kind of doing it this way a little bit, where it's a little bit more. It just works. Okay, so what time it is? We have 20 minutes. So I'm almost done. I could kind of call call it a day to some extent to some of these areas. But you got to it's got to be like it's just practice. Just over and over again. I've done 70 of these, and I've learned to kind of this figure out not like on a critical level, but like on a more of like a aesthetic or subconscious level, just knowing when to stop and letting go. So I've kind of gotten to this point where, okay, this is fine. I could leave this alone and call it, right? I could leave it alone and to say this is okay. So now I'm adding a little bit more of a yellowish green here in some of these areas. A little bit more yellowish green, some right here. Do a little bit right here, not too much. Yeah. And so this is what I've been doing. So this is it. This is it. I might go a little bit more micro. Let's see, 21 minutes. I don't know. I might want to just finish it. I'm going to zoom in and do some. Ooh, I don't want that. Let's get really dark here and kind of go. So kind of add some deeper tones in the center area. So yeah, I don't really like talking about things. I don't know. I really need to watch a bunch of other live art streamers and see what they're like talking about. Are they just talking about like stuff or how they enjoy these things? I don't know. And then maybe kind of take some cues from them. I need like some prompts or something. Maybe what I should do is sit down and write some prompts and kind of go from there. Don't know, because all I have is like talk about my day. My day's super lame. It's no joke. It's the lamest because it's like there's a song Nine Inch Nails where the guy's like, every day is exactly the same. And it really is. That my life every day for me is almost exactly the same. Like they're like to a T. Now on paper it sounds boring. Right? On paper it all sounds kind of boring because I'm just doing the same thing over and over again, right? But like in reality it's quite interesting. There's a lot of things going on, but like on paper when I say, oh, I did this, I did this, I did this, you're like, wow, that sounds pretty boring. You're like, yeah, you're right, it is kind of boring. All right, and now time for thorns. Let's call it a day. It's looking good. So 24 minutes in, technically I finished the cactus in 24 minutes. Doing the thorns. So this has to, I have to say this whole thing that I'm doing shows like a severe and impressive increase in efficiency and time efficiency. So I've been able to maximize this process, and because I've done so many of them, I've streamlined it so that I can get a a a an outcome that is similar to the previous one over and over again. And that's, I think, what was the goal of doing these 100 days of cactuses. And not only that, but to be able to finish something in 30 minutes that looks, decent and interesting and fun, and just overall be able to finish something in a time frame that is feasible. Because before, when I do a live stream, where I was doing a digital drawing. I wasn't getting a drawing done, and I was doing multiple sessions, and I was like, this is boring. I'm not getting anything done. And so what I need to do is I need to do kind of simplify the whole process and be able to make a cactus or make a drawing in the time frame that I allot to myself. So I have 5 minutes, and if I can get this done in under 5 minutes, in less than that, that would be a successful story. So that's the I guess that's the moral or the the synopsis of this live stream is I've been intensely drawing cactus after cactus to the point where I've been able to streamline the process to in sub 30 minutes. And it's taken me almost 80 cactus drawings to just do that. And I'm very happy with that. It actually takes me just as much time to kind of set the whole live stream up and promote it and get it embedded in certain areas. So yeah, I'm very happy with today's outcome, even though it was a rocky start with the conversation. And that's usually what happens anyways, is I'm kind of fumbling my words for a while. And then eventually I come onto something that is at least of note to speak about. I don't know. Or maybe I'm deceiving myself. I could be deceiving myself and like trying to just say these things so that I can on a subconscious level make myself feel good and say like, oh well, he knows what he's talking about. No, I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, none of this is scripted. So that's my bad. I think my next goal for these live streams is to have a plan of where the conversation is going to go. But that's going to take a little bit of forethought. That's going to take a little bit of work and planning and extra time. And unless something happens in my schedule that frees up my time, I don't see that happening anytime soon. So right now, I'm just going to take it as I can and then go from there. So maybe what I might do is I might write down a few notes and have it on the side here, look to my left or right, wherever, and have like a little bit of some prompts to kind of go with and say, hey, this is what I want to talk about today. You know, maybe that's what I need to do in these live streams, is find something to talk about, something of value, other than talking about my day, which is, I have to say, it's incredibly boring. It's the most boring day. I can tell you, I know exactly where I'm going to be at. I'm with a margin of error, you know. But like to say, like to the average person, that's like weird to be able to say, oh, I'm going to be here. Like maybe if I was like Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk or like Joe Rogan or someone, maybe it sound a little bit more, it make more sense because their time is very valuable. Like what is it? Elon makes like just he makes money while he's on the toilet. That's for sure. he makes more money than the average person does a year just going to the bathroom. Or Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos makes more money going to the bathroom than a whole county makes in a year. Talk about unfair. Dude, you started out selling books. Okay. So if you have any ideas of what I should talk about in the future, by all means, just chime in, because I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, because I have no idea what to like bring to the table as far as like conversation is concerned in these live streams. And as I said, I'm probably going to sit down and watch other people do a live stream, a live art stream, to really get an idea what they're talking about, what they talk about. And I wonder if some people even talk as long as I do, or maybe I'll hear what they have to say, and I'll try to. I might emulate that. That might be something I need to do in the future is, there we go. We're going to do a bright green, 21, 182 out of 2. Out of 200. So that's 182 out of 200. What a day. I don't know. Should I? Do you like that color? Do you like that color? We're going to leave it like that. I don't want to get too. All right. So that is it, friends. I am done. That is my cactus drawing. So if you have any ideas of what I should talk about during these live streams, I would really welcome it. And so this is day 182 out of 200 days of drawing, and hopefully there's gonna be many more of that. But I got to get going. I got some work to do, and you know, it is what it is. What do you think of my dog? All right. If you enjoy this content, and you also like artist interviews, don't forget to subscribe for more. Please and thank you. It is greatly appreciated. Anyways, I want to say thank you. I want to thank you for your time. I hope you have a wonderful day. This is Pierson. I am the #1 live art streamer in the world. Have a wonderful day. Cheers.